Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Sharice and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I am halfway here because my hand is hurting. So
what happened to me?
I think it's carpal tunnel.
Oh.
And it's acting up. And it has me so off. Like I'm just feeling crazy. So it is so crazy. So when I put on my arm brace, which does make it feel better and does stabilize it, then I feel even more crazy because it feels like I'm just bound. Like I just I can't do nothing. So it's taking a lot of extra concentration. So anyway, so y'all bear with me if I say crazy stuff today or do crazy things today. You looking ever so fabulous. All right. I lost you for a second.
I had to work on pulling it together this morning a little extra because I had the storm and then unexpected company and just trying to pull it together. And I was like, you know what? If you don't pull it together early, like at 7, you're not gonna be ready at 9. And I knew my hair was not gonna be combed. Why are we having internet issues?
I don't know. Where are you? Are you in the state of Georgia?
I am. I'm in my house.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure.
Weird. Maybe it's froze.
Like the rest of Georgia. It could be. All right. So get ready, y'all. Y'all see we moving us a little slow.
I might have to jump on my.
All right. If you do, you do. This is the Together Timecast, even though it seemed like we have a hard time getting it together this morning. This is the fabulous Sharice B, and I'm the fabulous Natalie Elliott or Natalie E. And today, our topic was to talk about a 90-day plan that actually works. And so I really like that topic because what I want to say is not about a 90-day plan. The 90-day plan is what you sit down and do, and it's the goal that you make. But really what I want you to have is your checklist for each week. I don't want you paying attention to the 90 days. I want you to say, this is what I want at the end of the 90 days. And this is what I got to do every week to get there. And then I don't want you thinking about the 90 days anymore. Then it's just week after week after week, do I execute? What's the 4 or 5 things I need to execute on? So is it posting to my social media every day? Is it taking a walk every day? Is it eating 1 green vegetable a day? Whatever those things are, those core habits, that's what we're trying to build. So some of us, me included, cannot get what we're supposed to get done every week. So that's why when we get to the 90-day mark and we look back, we don't feel like we've accomplished anything, because it's about figuring out what you're supposed to be doing in the everyday. So that's what we're talking about today. How do you make sure you know what you're doing in the everyday? All right, Sharice, what do you want to jump in and say?
Okay. And you can let me know how delayed I am. Well, I think that is a really great place for everybody, because I don't care how successful you are. That is the common conversation. Like, I'm overwhelmed. The burn.
Yeah, you dropped off completely. You were doing good and then it dropped. And now she's gone completely. Okay, she coming back in, y'all. Yeah, you back.
Okay. All right, my bad. My computer just flat out died on me. Okay, so I don't know what it is on me.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Go on,
sorry, y'all. Okay, so that's the common conversation, the burnout and the overwhelm, and people not truly even following the to-do list and the goal list, right? And I love what you said about, let's focus on now, the present, the day to day, what can I focus on now to get me through to 90 days? So I think that sometimes the bigger picture is what gets you in trouble. Trying to bite off too much. And we're grandiose people. So, I want to make $1 million. I want to be a millionaire. And, okay, but day to day, how will you get there?
Yeah.
And, I admit to being that person, just being so caught up in the bigger picture that you're missing out on those day-to-day tasks. And I love that about us having these conversations, because you always can bring it back in, to, okay, cool. So what do we do on a day-to-day basis that will get us, to our week goal, to our, monthly goal, quarterly goal, annual goal, right? So I think that's a good place to land for this conversation. Like, what are you doing day to day? Even when it comes to your personal care, and making sure that your mind is right. One of my things is just to keep my mind where it needs to be. I listen to my subliminals all the time. And I have to, because that's the type of work, like I had to realize, like, that's the type of work that I have to put in order to keep me focused and keep my mind in alignment with my goals, right? So that's that. What are you doing day to day?
Yeah. And so I want to go deeper on that for you guys, because I think we all hear that, and then we don't sit down, and then we don't write it out. And there is power to writing it out.
Yes.
That I'm supposed to do this on Monday, this on Tuesday, this on Wednesday, this on Thursday, this on Friday. I'd love for you to keep it 5 days a week so that you can rest on the weekend, but hey, whatever. And what are our goals that you're trying to hit? And so is it posting goals? Is it calls? Is it whatever? But knowing what your numbers are and breaking them down, and what your numbers are about what happened last year. So if you look at your phone calls for last year and you realize that, I'm just going to make up some numbers, that you average 1,200 calls for the year, and 1,200 calls for the year had you averaging 12 clients per week. Okay, we want to double that this year.
Yeah.
So this year, instead of me working on 2,400 calls for the year, I need to work on, I'm sorry, is that right? Did I say the math? 1,200? Yeah, 2,400. Then I'm going to just work on 2,000 calls per month, or 200 calls per month.
That's right. Yeah.
200 calls per month, which breaks that down to 50 weeks, 50 calls per week. So what did I do to get the 25 I got last year, and how do I get 50 more this year? And so if you're focusing week by week by week, and you know your numbers, then that should keep you consistent, and you won't hopefully get lost. Because sometimes when the numbers get too big, we get lost in the fog and we can't figure out how to get there. So as opposed to try to make $1 million, what if you make 12 sales? And what do you need to make? 1 sale per month. And let's just focus on what does it take to make that 1 sale per month. And then make the next one, and next one, and next one. You guys, your numbers are repeatable. And once you figure out what you're doing to get your current numbers, then you just max that times whatever max you're trying to go. So if you double, you double, triple, you triple. I advise you, though, to only don't do any more than a double, because your system needs to be able to handle everything. And you won't know your system can handle everything until you start putting things through the system. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So sit down and think, if I doubled my numbers, how would that affect my system? Can my system handle it? What's the capacity? And then let's go and do what we need to do to double our numbers. And so if I was going to 1 doctor's office per month last year and I want to double my numbers, that means I need to do 2 doctor's offices per month this year. And so keep it simple. when we're talking about these 90-day plans, don't think about the 90 days. Think about, what do I need to do this week, every week?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then I would love for you to do, can I do it for 12 weeks consistently?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'll disclose. Right now, I just need to. I did it yesterday. 12 weeks consistently. I want 3 LinkedIn posts, 1 newsletter, 1 article.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want from me. So all we're trying to do right now is be consistent for 12 weeks. 3 LinkedIn posts,
Okay.
1 article, 1 newsletter. Can I do that 12 weeks consistently?
Mm-hmm.
Until I can do that 12 weeks consistently, I don't need to even look at any other numbers or data or anything, because I just got to work on the consistency so I can see what my numbers bring me.
Yeah. Got it.
And so I want you guys thinking that small, like, what's the task that I need to
Mm-hmm.
be doing every day?
Yeah.
And then I'd love for you to make that into like a little list. Go
Mm-hmm.
old school and get it laminated. And so
Yeah.
you Monday through Friday, you can check it off. And
Mm-hmm.
then on the weekend, wipe it off and you start over again so that
Yeah.
it's getting done consistently. And
Got it.
so, y'all, it's the small steps done consistently that's going to get you there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're rolling into basketball season, and you'll hear basketball players saying, standing at the free throw line for hours on end, trying
Mm-hmm.
to get that one basket in, trying to get it in perfectly every time for
Yeah.
hours and hours. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's the small things that matter. And so I've read it was in another book. Don't think I'm out here reading sports books, but talking about how players, how it's the technique. And so they're fine tuning exactly where to hold their arm and how up and how down, and like, and they can feel when the technique is off because they've done it so much. Same things with sales. It's, how many calls am I making? How many calls do I need to be making each week,
Yeah.
each day?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're making outbound calls, like, what's your number? And
Yeah.
so if let's say you had $100,000 in sales last week and you make 10 calls a week, then you need to be making 20 calls a week. So it's
Mm-hmm.
20 divided by 5, that's 4 calls a day. So
Yeah.
are you making sure that you make those 4 calls before you do anything else?
Mm-hmm.
And so I want you guys thinking, I love when y'all think big, but I need you to bring it down to the small executable step that I can do every day.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
small executable step that I can do every day. What's the one thing
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing every day? Don't make
Yeah.
it complicated. Like, bring it down to it's real simple. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Sharice.
Yeah. And, just to be clear, a lot of us have been on such autopilot without a proper system, because I'm not going to put that you don't have a system in your business. I'm not going to put that on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say that the way the system should be ran has shifted and changed many times
Mm.
over in business, right?
Yes, yes.
So with that being said, it's like, you have to make that identity shift. Like, you are not the same anymore. You are not the same person when you were a new entrepreneur. Before, when you desired to be an entrepreneur, you were one person. When you became an entrepreneur, you were another. When you were 1 year in, 5 years in, 10 years in, you were different people at each stage. So it's like the entrepreneur, or, whatever you're doing, that you are right now, have you shifted to
Mm-hmm.
align with,
Mm-hmm.
where business is and should be for you right
Mm-hmm.
now? And that
Mm-hmm.
is, where I have to be transparent about where I am,
Mm-hmm.
shifting who I am, how I move, how I serve, who I serve, and one of the things that I had to come to terms with is, wow, my clientele is high achieving women, who know who they are and what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They just need a guide in the system when it comes to not just their business, because they most likely they have business together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Business is popping. But when it comes to how they look
Mm-hmm.
and how they show up to build more business,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
attract the right clientele and the right
Mm-hmm.
level of business, is not aligned fully for them. And, that's where I come in my work. And what a lot of people are doing is they're glazing over it. They're thinking, oh, I'll just go take a photo shoot and I'll just go take some new pictures. No, 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 no. You get dressed up a day and look real good and put your cute little photos out. But your system and your back end still does not match who you're becoming, right?
Yes.
So that is where, I come in and I'm just able to recognize that for you. And that's how my business became more styling, more than styling, right? It's like that strategic plan. Like image is not just vanity and how you look, it's a real strategy and how you attract what you want out of life, business and personal.
Yeah. Okay. I got to say, y'all, that is the perfect lead in to us talking about our event. So we've been saying it. We're definitely going to do it. We're doing a live event on Saturday, April the 4th. Okay. Sharice and I got together over the last week and we picked the title and I'm so excited. So our title for that event is going to be Building a Brand with Intention. Building a brand with intention. And so inside and out. So Sharice is going to be talking about the inside, the personal, the clarity. I'm going to be talking about the business part of building a brand. And so I'm so excited. Like when I was like making the agenda and the outline, I feel like we have so much to give people on that. And it's going to be a day full. So if you aren't feeling clear about your brand identity, does it match with your company, then you need to spend that day with us on Saturday, April the 4th. So go ahead and mark your calendars. The Eventbrite link is up there, but I haven't given it to Q yet. So so start to look for that next week because I'll get that to her in our meeting on Thursday. And we're going to be excited to see you guys. But what we're talking about is these little everyday things that you got to do to keep your brand together, to keep yourself together, to get yourself to get those goals that you want. So it's all possible. Okay, go Sharice.
Yeah. So just really accepting that change has happened many times over, probably without you being caught up to it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to catch up. Right? We're going to catch up and we're going to ease, life up for you. You wonder why you're overwhelmed. You wonder why you're burnt out and, just don't understand why you aren't where you should be. It's because you have not re-identified yourself. You are not in full alignment with who you are, truly. The way you look, the way you show up, your systems in business are not aligned with what you've accomplished and what you have moving forward,
And I think because it can happen so subtly, right? Like things are shifting, you don't realize that they're shifting. You shifted, you don't realize you shifted. I can name on my hand how many people I know who've gained weight or lost weight and didn't even realize it.
Absolutely.
And so along with having your day-to-day, like this is what I need to get accomplished this week. This is the goal for this week. This is how many calls, how many posts, how many everything that I'm doing. Also, I do think you need to have one day, at least once a quarter, where you're actually 2 days, one day where you're just resting.
Yep.
You just got to have a do nothing rest day.
Yep.
Because you can't even think about the things you need to think about when you're running around doing everything.
Exactly.
And so you got to have a rest day. With that rest day, I would also like that to be partnered with, not the same thing, 2 different days, a review day where you sit down and you review, is what I'm doing still working? Is it still working? Am I still finding the goal in the hole in which I did? Do I need to move? Do I need to shift? Do we need to shift internal systems?
Yeah.
And so I know one of my clients was talking about one time is they didn't realize that they were adding systems that had all these redundancies. And so they just had to go through all of their systems and all of the budget and figure out what systems are overlapping and have redundancies because they were just kind of adding on systems as new systems came out. It meant new various needs, never taking enough time to see, is this redundant? Is this overdue? And so you will need to review as well. You will need to review as well. Because some of you guys, I think, aren't meeting your goals because you got too much going on. Too much going on. So if you review and say, okay, what can I cut? What can I shave? What can I drop? What can I let go? What do I need to double down on? I think that's going to free you up to do some new things and to move faster, more swiftly. It is.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah. And one thing while I'm out there, because this just was just brought to my attention, is to go through your system as if you're a customer. I have one of your friends go through your system as if they're a customer, because things that make sense to you may not make sense to somebody who didn't create the system. And so I think we've all had times or events or something where we thought we were saying something clearly or explaining it clearly or doing something, and our client / customer, patient couldn't figure it out. Where there's something simple as, but the link is on the website. Them not seeing it and say, okay, I got to deliver to you in email, and all of those different things. And so pay attention to those things, because just because it's clear to you, because you set the system up, doesn't mean it's going to be clear to everybody else. So, okay, I feel like I've gone all the way around the tree and back again. And I want to come back and I want to make sure that you guys have what you need to do every week written down, so that you reach your 90-day goals. I want your goals to be your 90-day goals, because most people can hold themselves accountable for about 12 weeks. So if we just figure out what we're supposed to be doing each week for the next 12 weeks, that'll get you to your 90-day goal. Okay. 90-day goals are doable. They're doable. Now, if you want to supercharge that thing, I would love for you to write your own manifestation of where you're going to be with or how it's going to look when that 90-day goal is complete. Okay. So will you be giving yourself a reward? Will you be taking yourself out to lunch? Will you just be enjoying the goal? Will you be enjoying the money in the bank? They're doing those weekly works, and then sit down and write that out. So let's say you're going to write it down as if, let's say it's Tuesday, 3 months from now, January, February, March, April. So April 27th. What would that feel like? Well, I would wake up feeling at ease and at peace, because I have, let's say, $10,000 in the bank. And so I reach over and I check my account and I realize, wow, I hit my goal, and that feels really good. And then I get up and I have a wonderful, healthy breakfast that was already half prepared in the refrigerator for me, so I didn't have to scramble. And let's see, I enjoy the sunshine on that beautiful day, and it just feel really good. Okay, and you can get really detailed and do your whole day, and then you're gonna listen to that every day for that 90 days. So if you want to supercharge making your 90-day goals, then do that. And you're going to put in there the details. Like, I know I reached this goal because I was consistent, because I was diligent, because every Monday morning I did my post for the week. And so put those things in there. And so you're kind of doubling down in your brain on what's the weekly things you need to do to get that goal. And then you manifest it. So that's the fun, airy part.
I agree.
Yeah, the technical part is figuring out what you got to do every week and then committing to that.
Yes. I agree. One thing that you brought up that was so good, go through your system like you are a customer, right? Because I think that most times we have others go through our system, like, hey, can you check this out? Can you take a look at this? Review it for me. But do you really step away and step back and take a turn and pivot and go through your own? Like you are not yourself.
Right.
Right. And that was really good, because, have you truly done that? And most times I can say I probably skim through and think of it as me. And and not as a customer or
Yeah.
client. So that one was good. That one was really good for me today.
Yeah.
Because you're always working in it,
Yeah.
and on it. And yeah, you'll go through, oh, let me review this and let me look at that, but not
Mhm.
as a customer or a client.
Yeah. I got that from the Airbnb people because they
Okay.
say you should stay in the property as a guest. Like if you're on
Oh,
Airbnb,
good.
stay in it so that
Uh-huh.
you can understand.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, you'll have the same experience as your customer and you'll realize like little things might be off, like, oh wow, they don't have any charger stations right here. They can't keep their cell phone by the bed. That's gonna drive them crazy. I know because it's driving
Yeah.
me crazy right
Yeah.
now. And so it's a lot of little idiosyncrasies to
Mm-hmm.
things that you won't realize until you walk in your customer journey. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so thank you, Airbnb people. So that was great. And I realized it, getting out there like, oh shoot, yeah, this don't make sense. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this doesn't work. Oh, this doesn't flow. And so you have to be on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that. That's good. All right. What we got next?
I feel like that's all I got for y'all today. I want you guys to get this. I
Yeah.
want you guys, like, this isn't a big lesson, a long lesson, but it's a for real lesson. What are
Yeah.
you supposed to be doing every week and make sure you're doing it?
Mm-hmm.
You have it written out. Go ahead and get that thing laminated. You
Mm-hmm.
don't get it laminated, put it in an Excel spreadsheet that you're checking every day, that you
Yeah.
literally are checking off. Did I do these 5 things this week, these 10 things this week?
Mm-hmm.
Great. I got 1 week done out of the 12. Okay, great. I've done 2 weeks done out of the 12. And so making sure you're built. I need you guys to do the little things every day. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking to myself. I'm really talking to myself. But I know, this is what I know. I know that is because I joke with me and my friends because some days we feel like we don't have it together at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
we
Mm-hmm.
cannot believe that we don't have our stuff together. And then usually about once a week I'm reminded that even though we are hot messes, there's a lot of people doing a lot worse than we are.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
when I know I'm struggling with something, I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one. I
Yeah.
know that you guys started the year with these big goals, grandiose goals, and I want you to have them all. And I
Mm-hmm.
need to make sure that we're going into February, because January is about over, that you have really sat down and made sure that you know you're supposed to be doing weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Mm-hmm.
made grandiose goals. We dream big, and we're gonna do it. And we're gonna have the best year of our lives. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like you need to do every week to have the best year of your life?
Yeah.
To make more money than you've ever made before, what do you need to do? To
Yeah.
have your speaking career be bigger than it was before, what do you need to do?
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a speaking career, and last year you spent an hour on the phone each week, an hour on the internet each week trying to find speaking engagements, and you want to double your income, now you need to spend 2 hours on the phone looking for speaking engagements.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I want that. Do you have that calendared? Do you
Mm-hmm.
have that systematized? I don't know if that's a real word. I just made
Yeah. Yeah. It's
so
our real word.
do you have a system for it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you grow that system?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to delegate that system? Do you need to
Yeah.
create an SOP for that system
Yeah.
so that it can grow?
Yeah.
Okay. What
Yeah.
do what do we need to do? So making sure you have identified for every big goal you have, what
Mm-hmm.
does that actually look like? What are the actual numbers you
Mm-hmm.
need? I know they told me, I think for every like literal person on your email list, the email list should be creating that amount of money. So if you got 100 people, your email list should be making you $100.
Mm.
I can't remember whether that was a month or a year, and I
Yeah, I was
can't
about to
remember when I got
say
that statistic,
per.
but I think
Mm,
it was probably per month. So if you
that's good.
got 10,000 people on your email list, then you should be making about 10,000. So
That's
I say
good.
that to say is like knowing your numbers,
Mm-hmm.
finding out what the industry standards are, and then what do you need to be doing to make sure you're matching the industry standards or
Yeah.
surpassing them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that look like you need to be doing weekly? So does that mean you need to be selling one thing per week from your email to your email list? What does that need to be? So I saw the cutest little girl on YouTube. Cute. She was South African. I can't remember her name at all, but she was just talking about the success she had with a $7 product, but how she did such an excellent job of telling her story of how it started with a $7 product, but she had to like try Etsy first and like all of these things. And just she really took you on the story of what she had to do before she started making consistent money. And so it does take time, it does take consistent action. And so I want you guys to know what your consistent actions are so that you can do them and repeat them. Do them and repeat them, do them and repeat them for 12 weeks straight.
Yeah, that's good.
That's how you get to the 90-day goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Very, very, very good. I love that. I think we covered everything that needed to be covered today. Like you leaned
It's a
in,
short day.
to those 90-day goals and those daily goals to get to successful 90-day goals.
Definitely so.
I think that's a good place to, put a pin in it and people to digest this one, because it's needed.
Yeah.
Right. This one you need, and this is a good segue into this is why you need to be with us on April 4th. And come and get clear, about where you are and how you're going to get to where you want to be.
Yeah. And you guys, I don't say this lightly. This is where Sharice and I excel at. And so if you are unclear, if you don't feel like you know what direction, you can't figure out how to monetize what you're thinking, you need to come spend a day with us. And you're going to walk away with clarity and some ideas. And then you'll just have to execute. I know this because I've done this with people like at parties. We had a going away party at my house. And this lady, Tamika, who works in the law industry, and we sat down for like an hour, just having conversation, and she walked away with a clear plan on how to brand herself and move herself forward. And so you're making it you're making it so much more complicated.
Yeah.
So come spend the day with us, and we're gonna help you figure it all out. Like you walk out with a level of clarity that you didn't even know was possible.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it all make sense for you.
Yeah.
And so this is where Sharice and I excel. Okay.
Absolutely.
Like it's a lot of stuff that we still trying to figure it out ourselves. But the branding piece, who you want to show up in this marketplace, we got that. We got that. I got that on the business side. I think if you look at the Atlanta Sex Therapy website, you'll see like what we're about. You'll know it.
Yeah.
And how we show up, how we do our appointments, and how we do everything. So this we have. We picked a topic that we knew that if you came and did our one day, you would walk away with results. That you will walk away having enough information that you should be able to go out and make money.
Yeah.
So the investment is going to be $97. $97 to spend 6-7 hours with us. It's going to be somewhere in Atlanta. We haven't figured out the exact location yet, but this is what we know. If you are unclear in your branding in your business and where you're going, what you need to be doing and or selling, you need to spend a day with us.
That's it.
All I got. So,
yeah.
Good stuff. See you guys next week.
All right.
Like us, subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Audio Jungle.